Captures the essence of what it means to praise Allah. And we thank Allah Ta'ala for all of His blessings. And the blessings of Allah are many. In fact, they are too many for us to count. And we need to remind ourselves that the biggest weapon that Shaitan can use against a human being is the weapon of ingratitude. Because ingratitude is a form of disbelief. So when the human being engages in denying the blessings of Allah, this is an act of disbelief. Because Allah Ta'ala is the creator of all things. All things, everything. Allah Ta'ala made those things. He says in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadar. He said, everything in existence has been fashioned and designed by Allah. And it is designed the way it is supposed to be designed. And that includes everything that we experience in life. Everything is created the way it's supposed to be. So this rules out for the human being, because we have the faculty of imagination and creativity, that we may think that something should be another way. But Allah Ta'ala is the master fashioner, the original creator, and He has created everything the way it's supposed to be. So that means really, oh man, oh woman, when we reflect, it doesn't matter what I think a thing should be or how it should be. because Allah Ta'ala knows best. And to really reflect on this properly, because this is really a point of Aqidah, of Tawheed, when you understand who Allah is versus who we are. And that's really not a complicated mental exercise. Because once you understand that Allah is God and you are not, that is half of the key of understanding this point. So all of the attributes, some of the attributes that we have. So Allah Ta'ala's attribute is knowledge, one of them. And we have the attribute of knowledge. We can carry that attribute. But the distinction between the human being and the Creator is that Allah Ta'ala is Alim, all-knowing. He knows everything. The beginning of things, the end of things, the outcome of things, the start of things, the fullness of things, the completeness of things. Why? Because He is the Creator of all things. You and I, even when we engage in creation, because the human being can create things, inventions, words, objects. We can do that as well, but we cannot capture the perfection of creation. See, that belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the problem of ingratitude is this. Ingratitude is when I'm in denial of the obvious blessing. When I deny the obvious blessing and I become full of myself. This is what arrogance is. And ingratitude leads to arrogance. So the second pathway for shaitan, for the devil, into a person's heart is to fill that heart up in the place of gratitude, to fill it up with arrogance. This is why all of the associations that are made between arrogance and a person, they're dark associations. Because arrogance is evil, arrogance is blinding, arrogance is disbelief, arrogance is what made shaitan, shaitan. Arrogance is what made the devil, the devil. How did the devil's arrogance come to be? The Quran tells us that when Allah created the human being, the first human being, the original man, Adam, and Allah called the angels to an audience, a gathering, to show Adam to them. And He gave the angels all a command. He referred to Adam as his Khalifa, as the caretaker, as the guardian and the protector of this place called Earth. That is who the human being is. That is who he or she is meant to be. The angels line up. And in obedience to the command of their Lord, Usjudu li Adam. Allah said to them, make prostration. And they made prostration to Adam. Because Allah told them to. But the story says, فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسِ. All of the angels complied. Can you imagine thousands of bodies in sujood, except one. He's standing there trying to figure out why he got to prostrate. This is literally what he did. Standing there figuring out in front of his Creator, who he acknowledges as his Creator, why do I need to prostrate to this guy? And Allah says, Sajadu illa Iblis. All of them prostrated except Iblis. Aba wastakbar. Aba wastakbar. Aba means he refused violently. Like, I'm not doing it. No. Abba. He refused violently. He didn't say, I can't do that. Please explain to me what. No, I'm not doing that. Wastakbar. And then he was arrogant, haughtily. And he questioned Allah. He said, in fact, he didn't say, in one narrative, he questioned, in another narrative, he made a statement. Ana khayrun min. I'm better than him. Khalaqtani min nar. You created me from fire. He acknowledges that Allah created him. But now he's going to get into the particulars of the material. So you made me from fire, and you made him from clay. How is fire, or how is clay better than fire? And so this is where we get the saying and the belief and the understanding that arrogance is the mother, as we would say, of all evils, or the root of all evils. Because it's shaitanic. And there's a difference between arrogance and confidence, so that we don't get things twisted. Because we're supposed to be confident about our affairs. But to be arrogant and to be haughty about the blessings, the favors of Allah, this is a disease, a malady, a sickness of the heart. And it exists in the heart. And your body carries it out. And so denying the favors of Allah. And there's a surah that the elders used to love, and a lot of people still love it, Surah Al-Rahman, and Allah repeats this, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? And I remember our brother, one time we were in a little gathering, and we were having a loose conversation, and he was talking about Surah Al-Rahman, and he described Surah Al-Rahman as his favorite surah. He said, because Allah asked us over and over again, which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? And for me, Brother Imam, I say none of them. I'm grateful for everything that Allah gave me. Because this gratitude is really a mindset, a mentality. You know how they say have an attitude of gratitude. That when you wake up every day, right? And there's things that take place that don't have nothing to do with you. Like you're not breathing by your awesomeness or your brilliance. Because the reality of this body is that I can wake up and not be able to breathe. Unless Allah gives the body permission to carry on. But if it's my time to stop breathing, guess what? I will stop breathing, and so will you. Because you don't control that, and neither do I. This is why sometimes, and we know stories like this, some people have died in salah, in sajda. Now the human being, we're crafty. Well, medically, they weren't healthy, their heart, this and that, and, they didn't take care of themselves, and they had a bad diet and all this stuff. And this is good stuff. This is science. This is information. This is important. But it does not negate the fact that when a person stops breathing, it is by the will of Allah, and that means that their time has expired. Because all of us have an expiration date. We have a birth date, which we love to talk about. We love to celebrate. We love to, I'm 30 years old. I'm 35 years, I'm 40 years old. I'm 60 years old. I'm 70 years old. Grandma's 90 years old. But we don't really want to talk about the expiration date. Because just the same way you have a beginning, you have an end. Brothers and sisters, this is just a simple mental exercise that you can do. When you ask yourself, what am I grateful for? What has Allah given me in my life that I can thank Him for today? Too many times we wake up and we got problems. Allah knows we have problems. And too many times we focus only on the problems. And when we focus only on the problems, we cultivate a mindset of ingratitude. Because with every problem that you have, there are 10 things that are working for you. 20 things that are going real good. I will never forget the story of a brother, athletic young brother in his 30s, right? And, you know, he woke up one morning, and he said, Imam, I woke up, I put my feet on the floor to stand up to go brush my teeth, and I fell flat on my face. I couldn't stand up, and I didn't know why I could not stand up. Can you imagine this? You can't imagine it because you think it's your awesomeness. Get up and do my thing, right? Me, I'm going to do it. I got this. But your reality is so subtle, so fragile, that Allah will say, Kun, be, fayakun, and it will be. And if kun means stop so-and-so from breathing, it will be. You hear Imam Anas, Imam Qais, and you hear myself, we talk about being humble before Allah. This is an explanation of what that means. You have to know who you are. Yes, there is an awesome side of you. There is no creation in creation like you. And Allah said that too. And it's why He made made the angels prostrate to Adam. Because there was no creation like the human being. Allah gave the human being. وَفَضَّلَهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. And we favored the children of Adam over most of the creation. Because there are other things in creation that we don't know about. We need to remember this. Everything in creation, we can't see it. But there are things that exist that are marvelous that we can't see them, therefore we can't engage with them. This is why the Quran said, Kathir. Most of creation, Bani Adam. This is why you can train an animal that's stronger than you and more powerful than you to surrender, to submit to the human being. Creation, inanimate creation. The human being is trusted with the responsibility and therefore conferred the ability to manipulate things, to use the mind, to think, to plan, to design, to make decisions. Because Allah gave you a choice. He didn't give the dog. The dog has no choice but to be a dog. A cat has no choice but to be a cat. And to roam the earth and to dig and look for food and chase other animals. But you have the ability to walk long paths, climb high heights, use your mind to do amazing things. Use your ability to accomplish tremendous things. You have that. This is why Allah made Bani Adam, the human being. But with this mind comes the responsibility of understanding and acknowledging who Allah is. And this is the danger of neglecting our souls, that we become puffed up with arrogance. It's like a brother told me the other day. He asked me a question. He's having some issues with his ex. And he was saying to me, Imam, you know, I don't know what to do. He's a younger brother. I don't know, man. This woman is driving me crazy. And I'm trying to, you know, do things the right way. And she's insisting on doing things any other way but the right way. And I don't understand how somebody who could be raised Muslim and do something like this. And I had to stop him. Because I had to tell him. I had to pull his coat to a fact. Being raised Muslim doesn't mean a thing to Allah. You're not doing Allah a favor when you're being Muslim. You're doing your soul a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. Being raised Muslim is just a part of the responsibility of the parents of children. Because the reality of children who are raised Muslim is that when they grow up, you know what they have to do? They have to make the choice to stay Muslim. And I can tell you that with 100% certainty because I had to do it. What? Imam, you had to choose to stay Muslim? Yes. When I thought about things, this deen isn't about going around and just doing what everybody's doing what's popular, putting on some clothes. This is why you hear me preach against it, right? Because folks think they can just dress up, put on some clothes, a thobe, shorten the thobe. No offense, brothers. Thobe brothers. I'm into Jummah today, and I'm talking about my thobe. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the reality when people. See, I'm telling you, I know people. I had a crew of people that grew up with me. We all grew up Muslim. And as life approached us and we got older, we all had to make a decision whether or not we were going to continue to believe in Allah or not. And some people didn't make that decision. Some people made other decisions. This is why when people say, oh man, mashallah, we giving da'wah and this brother so-and-so embraced Islam and that one embraced Islam. You know what? Giving da'wah is a good thing, but you know what? Being Muslim is the best thing. Because if you have a Muslim, you have to stay Muslim. And it takes commitment and dedication to Allah to be a Muslim. So yes, hundreds of books. I've read hundreds of books, sat with dozens of scholars, right? Lived in Medina. All of that. But the day came when I had this, because I have a mind and I can make choices. I had to say, well, why am I Muslim? Why am I Muslim? Why am I bowing my head on the ground? Why am I going to the masjid? Why am I reading Quran? Why am I striving to do good? Why am I striving to not do evil? Why am I doing that? Because my reality is that it won't matter when my body is in the ground and my soul returns to its maker, what I report about what other people did or even what I did for other people if my soul and my affairs are not right. And that's the essence of the Quran. We're not those people who believe that Sayyidina Isa, Jesus, he died for everybody's sins. We don't get down like that. And the Prophet ﷺ did not sacrifice and devote his life to preaching the message of surrender to Allah for us. Like he did all the work for us. No, we have to do the work, and we have the example of the Prophet ﷺ to follow. That's a huge difference. Some people got that twisted. Do a little ibadah here, a little ibadah there, and I'm good. No, it's deeper than that. Allah's going to ask you about you and me about me. So these things are the fundamental things that we must remember, right? When we think about the favor. Do you know there's some people who can't even think that way? See, part of how your thinking will be conditioned like this is that you read the Quran. And you read what Allah tells you emphatically, not rhetorically. Emphatically. Read what Allah says to you. And you cannot come away with any other conclusion. You just can't. Because the Quran is the reminder. And when you read it and you reflect on it, you come away with no other conclusion. So if you don't want to know what Allah is saying to you, then don't read the Quran. Because as soon as you open it, you're going to read what Allah is saying to you and me. Allah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wal asr, innal insana lafi khusr. Wal asr, surah what? 103. Who said that? Is it not Madison in the room yet? 112. 112. It's okay. Wal asr, Allah is swearing by time. Why is Allah swearing by time? Because Allah created time. Allah created time. These concepts that we develop to manage time, but time as a phenomena, Allah created time. Wal asr, by time. Innal insana lafi khusr. Verily, humanity is at a loss, living lost. Well, so Allah is swearing. I swear, humans are lost. Except, illa alladhina amanu. Except for those who believe, not say they believe. Saying is the first step. But believing, acting as if you believe. وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. And that's the necessary requirement. That you can't just say, I'm a believer and not do nothing. You have to act like a believer. And how does a believer act? The believer does salihat. Tries to store up as many good deeds as he or she can. Why? Because you're squirreling away for when you're going to need those deeds. Because there will come a time when your house, your car, the vacation home, the second car, the land, the jewelry, the clothes, the shoes, all of that, even you, your body, can't do anything for you. Except in the case of the body, testify against you. When the soul goes back, the only thing that will benefit me is the righteousness that I do now. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. And then they remind each other. They admonish each other to do good, to stay persistent in doing good. Don't give up the good fight. And the manifestations of how this can play out, right? I was talking to a brother about the danger that people have to take care when they say certain things. So we were talking about prayer. And I told the brother, I said, listen, a lot of people express prayer as weakness. So they'll say things like, well, yeah, I pray, but you got to do more than pray, you got to work. See, and I hate this phrase, but I'm going to say it anyway because I can't think of something better to say right now. In Islam, right, if you pray and you don't work, you're not praying. Because prayer is connected to your reliance on Allah. And what it means is when you ask Allah for something, you believe, you move as if you believe Allah is going to give it to you. But you have to go get it. That's basic Islam. That's basic Islam. So Allah said that we are to remind each other وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ of the truth. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ and we are to remind each other to be patient and persevere. Why? Because this dunya is a test. It's always going to be a test. Always going to be a test. And sometimes the tests are good things. Allah will test you by way of what you love, to see if you will remember who gave it to you in the first place. So the marching orders, so to speak, beloved brothers and sisters, are captured in Surah Al-Asr. This little insight came to me because I used to hear the elders, may Allah bless them and have mercy on their souls, right? And they loved Surah Al-Asr. Every elder person that I knew that it was connected to, they knew Surah Al-Asr, they loved that surah. And when they would read Surah Al-Asr, they would say, That's it right there. I don't need anything else. They would say things like that. I don't need anything more than that. These are the marching orders. Maintain faith. Maintain faith. Don't talk faith. Live faith. Maintain it. Don't talk about it. Do righteous deeds. Strive to be righteous. Remind one another. Help each other. Because that's what the reminder is. It's not a put down of the other person. It's a lifting up. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. You must do better than that. This is what Jumu'ah is. A reminder, not a beat down. You know, some of the brothers are mad when there's no fire coming out of my mouth, right? This is not a beat down. This is a reminder. And then to persevere. Persevere. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be with us. So brothers and sisters, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those people who are grateful. And on this blessed day of Jumu'ah, we ask Allah ta'ala to bless and reward our elders, to embrace them in His mercy, forgive them for their sins, reward them for all of the good and all of the sacrifices that they made. We ask you, Allah, as we pray for them, that you grant them Jannah and that you protect them from the hellfire. And we ask you, O Allah, to protect us and our families and to keep us in faith and to make our faith deep and to make our faith long, to bless us with security in our faith and in our belief. Protect us, O Allah, from disbelief. Protect us, O Allah, from hypocrisy. Bless us, O Allah, with prosperity, spiritual prosperity, material prosperity. Bless us, O Allah, with abundance. Bless us, O Allah, to understand that your way is the best way. And we ask you, O Allah, that you bless us with a faith that will sustain us, will strengthen us, will protect us, and will anchor us أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات من كل ذنب استغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الطيب الطاهر الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Brothers and sisters, inshallah, I wanted to, first of all, it's very important that we remember our elders, and I'm adamant about that, because I believe that it is actually ingratitude on our part when we forget that we are in a continuum, that there was Islam before us, there will be Islam after us. The Islam that came before us is represented and captured in the sacrifices of the people who served Islam, who worked for Islam, who sacrificed for Islam, so that we could have faith. This is a tremendous thing. This is not a little thing. And oftentimes, we get lost because we are looking for something else. We're looking for someone else, something else. This can't be it. That's too simple. So we're looking for somebody else to tell us something exotic and foreign and different. But I'm here to tell you because I traveled to the faraway lands, right? And came back. And there's people over there just like it's people over here. And the people over there will answer to Allah the same way the people over here will answer to Allah. So upon deeper reflection, I had to acknowledge the tremendous blessing that Allah has conferred upon me, because I had elders in front of me who didn't just talk about stuff, they modeled it, they behaved accordingly, so that a young brother like myself would say, I remember brother so-and-so, he wasn't like that. And we must never neglect to make dua for them. The mistake, you know, when people will pray for the Prophet ﷺ, which is what we're supposed to do, but then they'll pray for the Sahaba and the Tabi'een and Tabi'een and all of the Muslims. I wonder sometimes, do we include the Muslims who came before us in time and space in that dua? Many times we don't, because we're still messed up in the head about that part of who we are. But I'm telling you that we must. This is what this place is about. This is why these kids are here. Because I know that without the sacrifice that came by those before me, there wouldn't be a me. I'd be a different me. And I know that for a fact. There wouldn't be half of the Quran, you know, a degree in Arabic language. Oh, I can list it. I can make a list for you. But people sacrifice life, blood for that. And they didn't sacrifice so I could come back and tell you, well, you know, if you want to be Muslim, you got to do like they do in Saudi Arabia. You got to do like they do in Egypt. You got to do like they do in the Sudan. That's not what this was about. And I'm going to break that down for y'all in another khutbah. That's not what this was about. To come back and then mimic somebody else's culture and call it Islam. This is serious business. Right? So the least that we can do is pray for those people. You can't do anything else. You ain't got no money, you ain't got no power, no influence. then pray for them. Because part of how we are still Muslim is because of them. And part of how I'm not a crazy Muslim is because of the foundation that I got here. Even when I wandered a little bit, oh, well, you know, there are voices in me. Nah, man, what are you doing? Now, what would brother so-and-so say about that? What would they think about that? This is barakah. This is a blessing. May Allah help us to honor that. So, the last thing is one announcement that I have to make, or two actually. So our banquet is coming up. There'll be more information forthcoming, and tickets are on sale today. And Imam Anas is selling tickets today. So it's serious, okay? So if y'all think you're going to double talk Imam Anas and make promises to Imam Anas, good luck with that, right? He's selling the tickets for the banquet. The other thing that I want to push from here is that we are going to have 2 special sessions coming on the 18th of this month and the 25th. And both of the sessions are on our religious obligations to the Prophet's family. And it's a very important topic, and if you sign up for the class, you will inshallah get some more understanding as to why this is fundamentally important. What I will tell you right now is that something that is a part of your every salah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. And what do you say after that? Wa ala ali Muhammad. Why are you praying for the Prophet's family? You need to know why. So we're going to offer this class. Imam Anas Jazahullah Khair is going to lead the class, but I'll be teaching a part of it as well. And some of the focus will be on increasing our awareness of the Prophet's family, who they are, why it's important, and how do we honor the Prophet's family. And then we will also, inshallah, understand the spiritual value of that. And that's coming, as I mentioned, on the 18th and the 25th of this month. So look for this flyer on the bulletin board. Also, in the spring, we will return to our traditional classes, and one class that is returning is our Arabic class. A lot of people have been asking about the Arabic class. So the Arabic class is coming back in a slightly different format. Some of the former students reach out to you specifically, and some of the new people. But what we will do is engage Arabic through Arabic grammar, so we'll have a lot of fun to show them. And also we'll have a khatib and imam training course coming soon, inshallah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our efforts. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our community here in Philadelphia and protect our men, our women, and protect our children. Oh Allah, protect our children. Oh Allah, protect our children. Oh Allah, bless us to have healthier spirits, healthier home life, family life, a healthier community life. Oh Allah, bless us in our wealth, bless us in our health, bless us in our spirituality. Oh Allah, oh Allah, protect us from the darkness of the larger environment. Oh Allah, and keep us on the path of light. Oh Allah, keep us on the path of light. Oh Allah, keep us on the path of light. Oh Allah, we ask that you bless and reward and honor and uplift our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we ask, oh Allah, that you bless and reward and honor his family members. And oh Allah, we ask that you bless and reward all of the righteous Muslims who came before us in time and space. And we include amongst them our predecessors here in the United States. Oh Allah, in this city and in this state, we ask, oh Allah, that you reward them for all of their good, forgive them for their sins, and to make them be blessed with your companionship, oh Allah, in the next world. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.